Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this episode of Visionary Talks by Governance Now. This is Kailashnath Adhikari, Managing Director, Governance Now, Achli Adhikari Brothers Enterprise. And it is my extreme proud privilege today. Today, I'm being joined by none other than Shri Amitabh Gupta ji, Commissioner of Police, Pune City. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us.
Thank you very much for calling me for this interview.
So my first question, Pune is one of the most busiest metropolitan of the nation now, metropolitan city. How does the force, in terms of the area, it is even bigger than Bombay. How does the force manage the sheer movement of people on a daily basis?
So if you put in the comparison, we are approximately 1,000 square kilometer bigger than Bombay, Mumbai, what is we known right now. And the force is very less compared to Mumbai. Right now, we have a force of approximately 8,000. Roads are more, area is more. But somehow Mumbai, you have a different policing also. A lot of VIP stays there, VIP duty. Those duties are less there. And so in the given resources, as compared to other, we have to manage and we do that job.
Absolutely. Now, if you see, sir, Pune has also become now more of a cosmopolitan. It's no longer a city which was characterized by only one particular community, like more of the Maharashtrians living. Now you have Hinjewadi, you have the IT sector coming in. So you have now more influx of people. With that, your exposure towards the nightlife increases. The bars, the pubs, that increases. How does that influence policing, sir?
So if you see, if the criminals are under control, street crimes are under control, the basic problem of the whoever stays in the city remains traffic. And that whatever you say is nightlife, the noise pollution. They are not bothered about the nightlife. They are bothered about the noise pollution, whether it's music is coming or not, and whether it is getting opened beyond prescribed time or not. So we are taking care of that in the sense, after Corona, a lot of spots have opened. As you rightly said, it is a hub for many things, apart from commercial thing or IT rentals, or it is a coaching institutes, a lot of coaching institutes.
Yes.
Prepares for various competition. Then we have a lot of universities, big universities, a lot of people come for education also, normal education, normal degrees also. So a lot of mixing of population takes place. You have a core area, but you have a lot of things. So that breeds and that gives space to nightlife. And we don't want to kill the nightlife, but we want to control them properly, especially the noise control, noise pollution thing, that no music should come out of the premises. And second, the closure timing, this should be adhered. So we are taking care of that.
Absolutely. Now, if we talk about the fact that, currently geopolitical tensions are there across the world. You have a war going on between two nations. Then most of the countries, they are open to infiltration bid and then terrorism. Pune, long ago, we have seen some incidents. So how does the force, try to combat that or try to prevent that?
So these have two ramifications. One can be law and order and one can be terrorism. So suppose some tension is there, whatever, it can create a law and order. So we have that police presence on the field and having a good network of the whatever you can say information flow, that will prevent this law and order. And same checking and other things and networking and taking all precautions which are supposed to take about anti-terror measure, our ATC, anti-terrorist units at the police station level, at the headquarter level. So we have activated all those things. And but one specific thing is very peculiar about Pune city, that chowkis are very vibrant, which is not true in other cities. So if you go to some place, people identify that place with the chowki names. And sometimes they ask, the police station may be not popular as much as there are 4 chowkis or 3 chowkis or 5 chowkis which are there. So that increases the police presence. And then we have beat marshal, Damni, various people on mobile. So we try to take care.
Absolutely. Now, if we talk about, sir, 2 years ago, we saw a dreaded pandemic after like 100 years. What was the experience like when the entire force had to be kept motivated during COVID-19? Police are our frontline force workers, and the force lost some of its brave souls also. How does the force have to deal with all this?
So pandemic hit the force very badly in the sense that we were not fully prepared, or we were not knowing the nature of that pandemic, and police being a front line, everybody else apart from that, health and police were away from it, but we had to deal it. We had to deal the migration issue. We had to deal with the hospital security. We have to deal with the nakebandi. We have to come closer to the public. And initially, there were not many tests happening. People were very unaware of the preventive measures. People were scared. So it hit us very badly. We had approximately more than 1,000 force got affected by corona. We had few deaths also, not as large as Mumbai city, but we had few deaths of approximately.
Every life matters.
Every life matters. And then we somehow kept on learning from experience. Even with the PPE kit or with the mask, things were happening because our job was like that. We have to come close to the public. So, but we learned our lesson properly, and we were very effective. And Pune city was praised by MHA also as far as nakabandi and street control was concerned.
Absolutely. Now, if we talk about the fact that, the pandemic has also, sir, changed the nature of criminal activity. What kind of new challenges did you come across, and how did the police force manage to those new challenges that came only because of the pandemic?
So pandemic, as far as criminals are concerned, had two ramifications. Most of them were in jail. So that time there was a view that pandemic will affect the prisons also. So it needs to be decongested. So a lot of criminals were left on paroles or furlough and everything. So there was an influx in the city of those type of criminals. Secondly, there was no economy. So people were short on money. So previously, if some crime used to take for suppose they want to do a robbery. So if gain is 50,000, something like that, then they will go to it. They were able to do crime for 5,000. So, and lot of criminals and unemployment. So there was a spot of crime in the city. So we have to tackle it in different way. So we created a database, and then in systematic way, we controlled all the crime in the city and criminals. We had approximately, right now we are sitting on 86 MCOC cases in which 900 people have been arrested in the gang. And we had an individual of MPDA, dangerous person, that we have 75 in the last 1.5 years.
Sure. Now, if we talk about technology, it is evolving very fast and globally. And there is a scarcity to manage the cyber security skill sets also, which policing requires. How do you manage the skill sets of your team with regards to any cyber threat or cyber security?
As you rightly said, if you see the Pune city crime is approximately what we say is a negative list, that those crimes should not happen, like HBTs or hurt or robbery, dacoity, that is 10,000. But in cyber police station, we had 19,000 applications.
Oh,
so that shows the magnitude what we are going to deal in the future. Not every complaint is converted to FIR. Most of them are OTP related or some scheming things. And that is why we trained our cyber unit. We divided into 5 parts. We had a cyber unit at all the police stations. And then we gave all sort of helpline. Then we ran a campaign to how to be cyber savvy in the sense that how you can prevent the online frauds. And that way we want to cater the needs, and we want to prevent, and if at all it happens, we want to detect it.
Absolutely. Now, if we talk about the fact that, financial crimes have also seen an increase since the onset of the pandemic, how is the Pune Police prepared with respect to dealing with such crimes?
Again, like cyber, we also reorganized the whole EOW thing, and we created structure. We created a SOP. We also created a manual so that system can be put in place. We went for training also, and then training in the higher technology also. You will be glad to know that we detected many cases that the examination paper of the various department was detected by our economic offense wing. Then we had a Bitcoin case, which is very difficult to trace. We were able to link the source, and that we were able to trace the movement of the Bitcoins from among various people. So that is what sincere effort has led to us.
Absolutely. Now, if we talk about the fact that, as we were talking about, cybersecurity is necessary because cybercrime is also increasing. How is the policing department creating a secure IT infrastructure? And what are the challenges you feel in creating such infrastructure to deal with such crimes?
Pune being a IT hub, we took a lot of help from the local people. A lot of companies came forward. Even in Bitcoin also, a few companies we were dealing with cryptocurrency came forward. Other also because what happens is that in government we have a limitation as far as upgradation is concerned. Private sectors goes very fast. If you have a bug, they have a solution by evening. Cannot keep, and we should be aware of our limitation that we cannot keep pace in such a way. So if by interacting with the private sector and the private companies, we have been able to do a tit and bits. And technology also, we have used technology in simple way also. Our monitoring system is all technology based. Our beat system, we have launched quite a few apps for our own forces. We have used quite a few apps for the public also, and they have become, the basic crux is that we want to be very simple. So if it is simple, it can be used by force and public. So that way we are trying to use the technology.
Sure. Now, so social media has emerged as a very powerful tool to express or report something. People take on to various social media platforms. How can we, use it to our best advantage in policing? We can harness it in a much better way and integrate its use by the various law enforcement agencies to actually improve the operations.
So as you rightly said, there are quite a few people, especially in Pune, who don't read normal newspaper or other things. And they are not connected. If you think that they read the newspaper, no. They read headlines and they are more active on social media. So to connect them, to put a message across, you have to be active on social media. So our Twitter handle, there are 3 Twitter handles are very active. Normally, we don't register the complaint through social media, but if any complaint is there and if it comes to our notice, we try to take care of. For that, we have a complaint registration. We have 112 direct number where you can dial or email. But we have used social media to communicate with the people, to address their problem, to interact with them. For education purpose, that we had run various campaigns on our Twitter handle that teaches them what is FIR, what is cybercrime, what vehicle we have, how is the police hierarchy, whatever. The people have interest, we try to use education. But yes, we have used as an operational also, like e-passes were issued. If you have a complaint, you can complain on that. If you are not, FIR is none. As in the first question, noise pollution, traffic, people keep on complaining. And if it comes to our notice, yes, definitely we forward it to the concerned to take necessary action.
Sure. Now, sir, a lot of policing also depends upon the public-private trust or the partnership. In that sense, that policing has a more human aspect. You have to have a accord with the citizens. The citizens need to be, they should be entrusting the police. What initiatives does the Pune Police undertake, to know the fact that that trust or that accord between the police and the citizens is there?
So in this direction, a lot of effort has been going on since last 30 years from various police units, and the police hierarchy is very sensitive about that. The policeman should have a direct connect with the public. There has been various schemes, I need not repeat, but focus is there and direction is there. You get to know each other very well. Best example is that we interact when there are festive seasons. So while preparation, or there are bandobast or something, political rally or what, you come to know with each other. Then there is a requirement of public in different yatra. So, and then there are statutory committee also we have, like this committee, Mahila committee, other committees, structured. And then there are so many unstructured people, delegation, they keep on coming to you, putting up their own views at various levels. So if you are open to communication, you will get all the communication.
Sure. Now, a lot of policing initiatives have been taken up across the country in the recent past. how does exchange of learning and experiences across the state or the city police and other law enforcement agencies take place? And how does the adoption of best practices happen?
So the last line of this paragraph is most important. The best practices needs to be shared with each other. And
Yes.
if it is suitable in your condition, it should be adopted.
Sure.
So many best practices like women marshal or women safety or on public.
Like the Nirbhaya squad now.
Yeah. So we have various squad. So we try to copy them. We try to improvise them. And if it fits our needs, we try to take it forward. And we try to upgrade it also. So best practices, there's no structured way, but you can say that if it's a good thing, the bus starts. And once the bus starts, the unit commander should be intelligent enough to catch it and implement it. Ultimately, he will get credit and good result for that.
True. Now towards my last question, sir. The modernization of police, modernization of prisons and courts is a continuous process which the government has been supporting from time to time to address the various needs for improvement. Do you think a PPP model, like a public-private partnership model, can help to achieve this goal faster?
So modernization has to be done. There's no two thing about that. It has been set agenda. If you are modernized force, you can deal with the less force. Rather than number, you can use the technology, which is very cheap. But PPP model has its own utility. Normal police hierarchy is very reluctant to go about that. But it can fit all, it cannot be there. But as per situation, it can be easily fit in. We have a lot of SPUs who work as whenever there is a bandobast, we have a home guard system, we have a traffic wardens also. Then as far as infrastructure is concerned, sometimes we go for a PPP model also, that public-private. Then training also we go. So policemen are normally touchy about fixed asset, like land and other things. There they don't want as such. But other places, yes, they want a public-private much and much.
Sure. With that, Amitabh sir, thank you so much for joining us on this episode of Visionary Talks by Governance Now. It was such a lovely pleasure to host you on this episode and learn about the best practices and the ways that our force, is up there 24/7 for the safety of its citizens. Thank you so much, sir. Jai Hind, Jai Maharashtra.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.